and welcome to this session on preventive measures for electrical accidents and steps to be taken in such accidents. Let us begin with the session.
Let us now take a look at the objectives of the session. At the end of the session, you will be able to define an electric shock, define the effects of electric shock, define actions to be taken during electric shock to treat the victim, define safety measures around electrical equipment, disconnect a person from a live electric wire. First, let us understand what an electric shock is. If a person happened to come in contact with an electrical live wire, and if he has not insulated himself, then electric current flows through his body. The severity of an electric shock depends on the level of current passing through the body. How long does the current keep passing through the body? Therefore, the higher the current or longer the time, the shock may result in a casualty. In addition, other factors which influence the severity of shock are age of the person receiving a shock, surrounding weather condition of the floor, wet or dry, voltage and current level, insulating property of the different equipment. Next, let us look into the effects of electric shock. The effects of electric shock may vary at different current values. A current of 1 milliampere to 5 milliampere is of low risk and provides a tingling sensation. A current of 10 milliampere to 300 milliampere is of moderate risk and can lead to sustained muscular contraction and ventricular fibrillation. A current of 300 milliampere and above is of high risk and can lead to defibrillation and burns. The effect of electric shock at very low current levels of 1 milliampere to 5 milliampere may only be an unpleasant tingling sensation. But this shock itself may be sufficient to cause someone to lose his balance and fall, resulting in casualty. At higher current levels of 10 milliampere to 300 milliampere, the muscles may contract and the person will be unable to break off from the contact by himself. He may lose consciousness. Even the muscles of the heart may contract. At an excessive current level of 300 milliamperes and above, the person receiving a shock may be thrown off his feet and will experience severe pain and possibly burns at the point of contact. This in most cases is fatal. Let us learn about actions to be taken in case of an electric shock. If the victim of an electric shock is in contact with the supply, choose the appropriate non-electrical conducting material to release the person from electrical contact, such as wood or rubber. Switch off the electrical power, insulate yourself and pull away the person from the electrical contact. Or remove the mains from electrical plug. Avoid direct contact with the victim. Wrap your hands using dry cloth or paper if rubber gloves are not available. Instead, break the contact between the victim and the electrical source by using an insulated tool such as dry wood log. Another alternative is to stand on some insulating material such as dry wood, rubber, plastic or whatever is at hand to insulate yourself and break the contact by pushing or pulling the person or the cable, equipment or point free. Ensure your personal safety with utmost priority. If the victim is working on a pole or at raised place, take suitable measures to prevent him from falling or at least ensure that his fall is safe. Cover the burnt area with a sterile dressing. Get a doctor's help to treat him as quickly as possible. If the victim is unconscious after an electric shock, immediately prepare to give him or her the first aid. Ensure that the rescuers are well trained in first aid. After that, immediately send him or her for medical treatment. Next, let us look at the safety measures related to electrical equipment. Only qualified, trained persons should do electrical work. Do not work on live circuits. If unavoidable, use rubber gloves, rubber mats, etc. Use insulated handle screwdrivers and pliers while working on electrical circuits. Do not touch bare conductors. Stand on rubber mats while working, operating switch panels, control gears, etc. Now let us look at the procedure for disconnecting a person from a live supply. Observe the person, mock victim, receiving an electric shock. Interpret the situation quickly. Remove the victim safely from the live equipment by disconnecting the supply or using one of the items of insulating material. Move the victim physically to a safer place. If victim is in unconscious stage, then loosen the clothing of neck, chest and waist and place the victim in a relaxed position. Check for the victim's natural breathing and consciousness. Give first aid by a trained rescuer based on the condition and immediately send the victim for medical treatment. Keep the patient warm. In case of electric burns or injury, do the first aid. Clean the burnt area with water. Cover the burnt area by sterile cloth. In case of severe bleeding, make the patient lie down and rest. If possible, raise the injured part above the level of the body. Apply pressure on the wound as long as necessary to stop the bleeding. Put a dressing over the wound and cover it with a pad of soft material. If bleeding is severe, apply more than one dressing. Proceed to perform the right methods of artificial respiration. To recap, we have learned to define an electric shock, define the effects of electric shock, define actions to be taken during electric shock to treat the victim, define safety measures around electrical equipment, disconnect a person from a live electric wire.
So that's all about preventive measures for electrical accidents and steps to be taken in such accidents. See you in the next session.